Hi guys, so for this week's video, there were three questions. So the first question is, based on the article, what is a functional curriculum and why is it important for students with severe and multiple disabilities? So, a functional curriculum aims to improve a student's independent functioning in their current and future environment. So a functional curriculum is really important because it's more than just academic achievement. So like it's more than just a student learning facts about like the Declaration of Independence or addition facts or how to read a poem, stuff like that. Which it's not like those things aren't important to learn, like they're really great. Um, but it's functional curriculum is more than that. Um, and it's preparing the student to be independent outside of school, which is equally as important as learning all of these academic facts. And in addition to this, the article was saying that um, they believe that a student with disabilities can learn um, these academic facts, but that it might not even be beneficial to them unless they can also be independent and learn to be independent at the same time as they're learning these academic facts. There's a quote on page 13 of the article which says, unless a student's curriculum is developed using outcomes that are essential for post-school success, we argue that many of the general education standards may not be beneficial for increasing a student's quality of life as an adult. Um, so yeah, that is basically my answer for that question. So the second question was, explain the main point or gist that the authors were trying to convey within the article. So I said that the authors were trying to get at the fact that functional based curricula will be better for students with severe and multiple disabilities because it's focusing more on the individual and benefiting the individual as much as possible, by providing that individual with a meaningful curriculum that will benefit them post school. So, not just providing them with information that's going to be helpful for them during school, like information that's going to help them pass a test, information that's going to help them to achieve goals after they graduate and leave school, which being in school, having an education, that's one of the goals that should be for all students, students with and without disabilities, that once they graduate from school, they're going to be prepared to move on to continue either secondary school or to continue life as an adult, doing whatever it may be that the student wants to do. But that's part of the goal of us, should be part of the goal of a school, is to help students to move on and be independent after they graduate. Um, so I have another quote for that on page 17 of the article. Let me just pull it up. Um, the article says, while students with severe cognitive disabilities can make progress in grade level, and those standards can be taught using empirically valid teaching procedures, if those standards have not been targeted because they directly meet an established individual need, those skills may not be retained and used in everyday life. Students with severe cognitive disabilities need to learn skills that will increase their job opportunities, independent living opportunities, social integration, and community independence. So I felt like that quote just really summed up what the gist of the article was. And then the third and final question was, what is one takeaway point that you gained from the article, or one interesting fact or aspect that you learned about this article, learned about from this article? So I have one more quote that I'm going to use to help me to answer this last question. And that quote is, let's see. So the article says the achievement of general education standards may be the most appropriate target for some students with severe disabilities. However, one cannot know that for certain without assessing each student's individualized needs in order to create a meaningful, individualized curriculum that addresses those needs not only in the present but in the long term. So I really liked this quote and I found it interesting and a good takeaway because the article isn't saying that learning like typical normal things within school is bad. Um, so general education and the standards of general education aren't necessarily like bad for a student with disabilities to learn or not helpful. The article saying, oh, in fact, that may be the most helpful thing for a student with a disability to learn, but we can't know that for sure. Like, we need to focus on the individual student, and it shouldn't be the same for every student. It should be different depending on that student's personal needs and their own personal disability. Um, and I really like that because it's once again emphasizing the importance of treating the individual and not looking at students with disabilities as a whole group that should all be treated and thought of in the same way. Um, so yeah, I really liked that, and that was a takeaway, or one of the takeaways that I got from reading this article. So yeah, thanks so much. Bye.